Welcome back to Ill Ego Culture Brands Red Tape Talk. I am your host, John Ostos, aka Ill Ego CEO, and I'm here with my two counterparts, Deion Two Cup Larry and Cody Big Meat Mauk. What's up, fellas?
What's good, homie?
Not much, not much. Today we have a special guest. It's Deion's, is it big brother or little brother?
Big little brother.
I heard he's only 194 now, so probably bigger.
I was 196 at the doctor actually today. Fasted.
Damn.
Nick, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's your last name?
Hanson.
Hanson, that's right.
Whoa.
He's not a Larry.
It's very white.
I
Very
couldn't-
white.
Yeah.
You should have cut that out.
That and I can't have two first names, so.
That's true.
You can't
Deion's
have two first names.
Hey, I got 3 first names actually.
Yeah, that's serial killer stuff, man.
What's your middle name?
William,
Oh, damn.
aka
Deion William
Bill.
DWL.
Yeah.
Bill.
That's license plates say DWL, and I'm always like, oh, dude, that's me.
That's not gay.
Just a little fun. I like that.
So there's some crazy shit going on right now. It wasn't supposed to be the primary topic of discussion, but oh boy, Trump just got hit with 34 felonies.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going down.
Yeah. And it was really strange too because the jury they were undecided.
Yeah.
And then the judge had said that they were going to send everybody home because they were undecided. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, actually, they've come up with a decision."
Yeah. But let's not leave out what he first did that was complete fucking corruption.
Deion pulled it up.
The judge basically told the jury they don't have to unanimously find him guilty. They just got to pick and choose and make him guilty because this is how bad they want him. And it's blatant, like, illegal corruption that's happening right before our eyes, and nobody's doing a fucking thing about it in politics or government, which is crazy to me because this judge could not be more obviously crooked.
Oh, absolutely.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
But they just want the narrative of Trump's a felon. You're going to vote for a felon for president?
And I mean, that is what he did with the jury is just one thing. It was the whole entire trial where he was setting these rules against the Trump team to make it almost impossible for the jury not to convict him of all these charges. Yeah. Like he was having one of the witnesses, he would just basically overrule him after everything that he would say, and like going after the Trump's lawyers and everything like that. And yeah, he wasn't allowing them to defend themselves at all.
Yeah,
during the whole trial. So, I mean, they're setting a new standard for the justice system, and that's the problem.
You were explaining how it works earlier. So this isn't it. He's not like fully convicted yet. He still has some more processes.
So the
to go through.
sentencing is going to be 4 days before the Republican National Convention. That's what they're going to do, and then so the Trump team has 30 days to appeal. So they'll send it to the appellate court, where the appellate court will more than likely overrule the conviction. And if not, then it'll go up to the Supreme Court, which, is more conservative than liberal in the Supreme Court. So more than likely he'll get it all dropped. Yeah. The charges will
this
get dropped.
judge, when Trump gets reelected, is going to be done for.
Yeah.
Like done for. It's bad.
But the shitty thing is like, this is just one of his cases.
Yeah.
He's got all those other cases that he's got to deal with too.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
It's fucking so crazy.
It's just like, it's so hard to fathom because back in 2020, we dealt with all the mail-in ballots and and I don't give a shit what they said. There was 100% tons of election fraud.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, it's in Georgia. It's still coming out right now. There's all kinds of new shit turning up, and all the new shit with Dominion coming up, and it being like foreign.
They can't. They said that there was no internet connection. Turns out that's bullshit. That there was,
and it was
internet.
proxied from Canada to like fucking Serbia or some shit. Yeah, so it's like, okay, it was absolutely deliberately done. But people like us are conspiracy theorists. And when we tell our dumbass friends who don't know shit about shit, they're just like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, no, it's fucking factual. You can go look and see the evidence is out there.
Well,
where it wasn't on CNN.
When you got people on video going to ballot boxes and fucking shoving these giant fucking envelopes into the ballot box.
People were filming themselves on Instagram tearing votes for Trump up on their Instagram lives, working in the ballot like facilities and shit,
and
man.
then kicking out Republican poll watchers. Like, how is that fucking legal? How did we let that happen?
It just shows, it goes to prove how many
crazy.
How many people are a part of that establishment, like within politics, like the ones who are being silent, who are on the other side, or just kind of riding the fence. That means that they've got something on those fucking people too, and that's why they're not like participating and they're letting the show go on. You know?
I think this was like the first time that we've ever seen it like as bad as this, and I think hopefully that set an example of what we can never allow to happen ever again.
We'll see.
So they know that they can't get away with that again. So that's why they're doing this.
Yeah. You have a clip of Trump talking after he came out of court when they hit him with those. Let's run that real quick. Let's take a look.
Oop. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this.
Oh, my bad.
This was a disgrace.
Sorry.
This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing, we didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end and we'll win because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Man, you want to talk about election interference? That's 100% what everything they're doing to Trump is.
Bro, I just want to point out, like, Trump looks old as fuck.
Oh, can you imagine what he's dealing with, bro?
I mean,
the stress, the magnitude of everyone against him and what he's trying to stand for and trying to stay in the public eye. He's in and out of court, plus trying to campaign at the same time, which is all of what they wanted him to have to deal with. Like, this gray in my beard is just from owning a gym, bro. Imagine what this motherfucker's dealing with.
Like, only one side of his face is like working. Basically, it looks like fucking one eye's blinking, the other one's just.
Well, let's
like
remember too. He's about the age of.
He's old.
I mean, like his age though is the average human lifespan right now.
Yeah. But you got to remember that
that he's rich.
This trial was like started at like 9 a.m. So he's been there. I mean they just came out with that at like 6.
He's physically, like, he's talking super well, and like I believe he's a smart guy, but he is old as fuck.
He looks burnt out.
I'm just saying he was sitting there fucking all day.
I get it.
So your face is gonna look. I was looking at my fucking face from last week on. Dude, I look like shit. Like when you're tired, when you're fucking tired, you look different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you look different when you're tired. So I think that he'll bounce back for sure. He'll bounce back.
This is crazy. This is really unprecedented, man. And we're seeing things like nothing we've ever seen before in history, which is fucking crazy.
It is fucking crazy.
And like, I'm still shocked at how many people don't see what's happening here.
Because they're so dead set on hating the guy for whatever fucking reason that they believe
because he's a bad tweeter.
Well, they believed everything that the media had told them, and they refused to say that they were wrong about him. Right,
bro? My mom is like that right now. Still, it's fucking crazy. I didn't think she was still on that shit, but I had her. She was at my house like last week, and we were talking about it, and she was just real negative, and I was just like, can you believe the shit they're pulling on Trump? She's like, well, I mean, if he's guilty, he's guilty. I'm like, really? Fucking, you know how many fucking counts they got against the guy right now? Like, none of it's real. She's like, I guess we'll see if he gets found guilty in court. I mean, that's where you try people. And I'm just like, yeah, but it's all. Well, I'm like, you're getting your information from like CNN and shit. She's like, I don't watch none of that bullshit.
I was gonna say,
and she's like, where are you getting all your info from? I'm like, well, from conspiracy theory pages, but it's besides the point. It's the only place you can get factual information right now,
but you can't even trust the court system, dude.
Right. No, I know. It's all corrupt.
With the whole fucking OJ case, they even came out and said, we fucking made him innocent because of the Rodney King shit.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yep. You know what it came from? I asked my mom, so who are you going to vote for? She's like, not Trump. And I was like, who the fuck are you going to vote for? Biden? And she's like, I don't know who I'm voting for. Maybe I won't vote at all. I'm just like, well, that's better than voting if you're not going to vote for Trump, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah, the thing is if you say you're not going to vote for Trump, but then you can say you're gonna you're not going to say no about Joe Biden. That's crazy. Like, yeah, I'll say no to both if anything, but not just the one or the like. They're both. If you think one's good, you're still like, I don't know.
At least The Rock manned up and said that he wasn't going to be voting for that administration anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have anything against Trump, but obviously people do. And so if you're going to say no to him, you better be saying no to Joe Biden. Yeah. And then RFK said he'd kill babies fully grown, basically, which is just nuts.
That's your boy.
I thought he was good up until
that's your boy. You wanted that fool in office.
Dude, he just fucking crashes.
I don't know if that was intentional or what, but that doesn't go well for anybody, really. He basically said you could carry a baby to full term and still get an abortion.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a sec, because I was like, RFK, I could go for it, but then he said that. That's just, how do you think that's okay? It's just too far.
Yeah, so, that's crazy.
I was like, to go back to what you were talking about, Cody, do you think that it actually is such a crazy time, or do you think it's just the amount of information that we're flooded with makes you realize?
Both. I think it's both. I think
it's a crazy time to have so much information be easily transferable.
Yeah.
But definitely it's still a crazy fucking
for
time.
Sure.
We've never seen anything like this. Even when, we were only being told what we were being told by the news and stuff, like when we didn't have the internet, we didn't have devices and all that we could only play Snake on our phones back in the days. I don't know if you guys even remember that shit, but like, but back then, like when controversy still hit, you know what I mean? Like people still talked about it, and it still wasn't at the level of this. Like you've never seen our nation so divided before. Like I was around for Rodney King. I was in California when that shit went down, and just California was divided. You know what I mean? Just California was divided. You've never seen so much division nationwide or worldwide like we do now. And that's fucking crazy.
And I think is that because of the access to all the information?
The access to the information, for sure.
If you
but the access heightens everyone's awareness, right?
Yep.
So there's more people out doing the bad than there ever was. So like, yes, the ability to transfer the information is at a whole new level, like you're saying, but the reaction to it is causing the actual situations themselves to climax even more than they ever have also, because more and more it's both. Well, yeah, for sure. Right. It's all on purpose,
they're pushing
bro.
the information out on purpose because they know
all
that
on
they got to
purpose.
make the other side look so much worse.
Look, I'm not even convinced all the way that Trump isn't part of the plan, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still not even convinced of that.
That's what all that information does to you, because they give you enough information to provide the option of both sides. So that's why we're so split up.
And for me, it's just like, I got to be fair. I don't know factually what's what yet. I know where my heart lies. I know that I want Trump to get back in office because I believe he is the answer, but I don't think he's the best man for the job. I just think he's the best man for the job right the fuck now. And somebody needs to come in right the fuck now and save this country. And I don't think it's one single person that's going to say, like, I don't think Trump's going to get into office and do all the shit he claims he's going to do. Right. But I don't think any fucking president ever will. What I do want Trump to do is just take us back to 2016. I'll be happy. Just take us back.
I'm on the opposite spectrum, because if he gets in, there's no holds bar. He does not have to run for re-election or anything. So he can do whatever the fuck he said he's going to do and have no recourse from it.
Yeah.
But people are gonna hate him so
Doesn't
much.
fucking matter. Doesn't
the people
matter.
in the
Doesn't
cabinet
matter.
though, like
Does not matter.
They don't like
Doesn't
him.
matter. They didn't like him back then either.
I agree. I think he's going to
Which
do
is
some
why
stuff.
they turned on him, right?
But he's not gonna be able to do that much then.
Do you think he's going to arrest Hillary Clinton this time, like he promised last time when we elected him?
Maybe.
No.
Who knows?
I mean, but that's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by like, I don't think he's going to do the things he says he's going to do.
He's not going to take revenge,
Right.
but I think he's going to be more blatantly like forward.
Yeah.
This
I don't
time.
think it's even about revenge anymore. What they've shown us and what he wants us to believe is what a corrupt system this is,
what
right?
I mean by
Yeah.
revenge, like weaponizing the Justice Department like they are to him.
Right.
That's
no,
what I mean
it
by
shouldn't be
revenge,
allowed. I
right?
think that's why he keeps saying that a president should have immunity.
Which is crazy that Biden
Because he wants them to not agree so that when he does become president, he can fucking go after him.
Yeah.
He's making a point. He's going to show them, look, a president should have immunity. They're like, no, he shouldn't.
Well,
and
then-
they're going
then
to prove it in the court of law why he should not have immunity. He's going to fight all the shit. He's going to beat it all. He's going to become president, and then he's going to go after Biden for everything he knows that Biden's done. He wouldn't be calling Biden corrupt and calling him, the corrupt Biden family and all that shit if he didn't have a plan to go after him eventually. But he wants everyone to know, everyone. The president should have immunity. But if not, that's your call.
Yep.
Just remember this, because when I get into fucking office, I'm going after a former president. Justifiably, though, rightfully so. There's so much legal advantage there for him because Biden clearly has violated so many fucking laws and rules of government and presidency.
And I think that his second term is going to be way different than his first term, because when he came into his first term, obviously that was the first time, right? And he had all these people surrounding him who he thought that was good people that turned out to be not so great people.
Yeah.
And he knows that going into this time, whether or not, how he's going to vet his cabinet is going to be way different than what he did before.
Yeah.
Look, the main thing that I see like a positive for Trump is we know that our military will be stronger, which is pretty much proven under any Republican president. Second, we'll most likely end or pull out of these two wars that we're in. We'll tighten up on immigration. So those are like the pluses that we can see that he's going to do something to benefit us in those realms, which is enough compared to anybody else at this point. So
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it's almost sad to think like if he does go too radical, what if Joe Biden just runs again in 4 years if he's alive?
No one, it'll never happen.
Okay.
Joe Biden can't even fill up a high school,
Okay.
Coliseum right now,
Did you
bro.
guys just see that there was a reporter that asked him if he was going to complete his full term, if he was going to be reelected, and he couldn't answer because he was like, "Are you okay, man? No, seriously, are you okay?" Like he couldn't answer. Like, he couldn't say, "Yes, I will complete my full second term."
he'd be 85 by the end of that. 86 at that. That's
Bro, he's not even going to complete the end of this year.
86 years old.
This
dude.
guy's so decrepit, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But it just seems like whenever it's really radical one side, they come back aggressively the other way. Like it's not always the best.
But that's what you're right.
It's to get revenge.
You're
I
right.
don't know what
But
you're
I
talking
love
about.
that statement because he's not them. Like he's not part of either establishment. When you say they, you're referring to Democrats and Republicans or the opposing sides, right?
I just mean
Trump
coming off
Trump
as
is
radical in
like
general.
yeah, but Trump is like neither of them as it stands right now. He's just kind of like America. You know what I mean? What's right for America, what's just for America, and that's why I like him right now. Is he stands for that? I got over the idea that he was racist and all these other things, and I think he stands in the middle better than anybody else right now as far as Republicans and Democrats go.
Then he just
Because
can't
there's
fill
a-
it up with people who like what Cody
Right,
said.
right.
He can't fill it up with people who are just
Right, and he
all
did that
one
in
side.
his first term.
Which he
He
did.
made a huge
Exactly,
mistake
and
by
that's what
putting a
gave
lot of
Joe
pieces of
a
shits in
chance.
there.
And he listened to a lot of people that he shouldn't have, like
Yeah.
Obama.
Fauci.
Obama told him, right.
Fuck.
Obama told him that he needed to fire General Flynn
Yeah.
day one.
Yep.
And he listened to him and fired General Flynn, which was a big mistake.
Yep.
Obviously.
He thought these people wanted to be nice to him,
yeah.
and they don't.
No.
But now he knows, so we'll
But it's
see.
crazy because they came out and said that they found out that the Obama administration was spying on his campaign. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
They knew that. That has been proven.
Yep.
But nothing has happened to anybody else. Right?
Yep.
So without presidential immunity, isn't that a crime?
Yep.
spying on president-elect.
Honestly, if we could just get a president that goes after sex traffickers and like child predators, that would be just like a running term in itself. I'd allow 4 years of that.
Yeah. It's tough because you hear all these crazy stories about like people who did try to do things on that level being killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when it gets to that high of a level and you try to expose anything, you end up dead. And like tons of celebrities have done that. I've even recently heard like as far back as Paul Walker. They're saying that Paul Walker was releasing a documentary on human like sex trafficking in Hollywood when he'd ended up dying because someone caught wind of it. And people are saying, this is really crazy. No, check this out. It leads back to Puffy. All of this leads back to P. Diddy. And the more that you pay attention, he's the Epstein for rap culture and athletes. If you think about it, look who's all on his fucking list, bro.
Okay.
And Epstein was the fucking Epstein for politicians and suitors.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that have to do with Paul Walker getting in a car accident?
So supposedly Puffy's the one who this is why Tyrese was caught up in the middle of it, because Puffy and Tyrese are tight.
Yeah.
And when he caught wind of this, Tyrese knows who did it. And that's why Tyrese is so broken up about it, because he feels at fault because he can't do shit about it but cry.
But yeah, I don't get how his death specifically would be related, but I get
Related to what?
To how would Puffy be related to him getting in a car accident and dying?
How would he be related to Tupac and Biggie dying?
They were shot.
How does that make that Puffy?
One was a person hit in a tree.
Right, but how does it make it Puffy?
Because one individual can tell somebody, "Hey, go shoot."
So
these
you
guys.
can't tell someone to rig someone's car for a crash and explosion.
He was going like super fast. I mean, it could have exploded. Yes.
I mean, there's all kinds of things you can.
Yeah, but
cut
what would
brake
be the
lines. You
reason
can do
for it? Because he was coming out with this documentary.
Yeah, about Hollywood and
See, I heard the same
trafficking,
thing with
yeah.
fucking.
I'm not saying it's true.
No,
I'm just. This is
I
what
heard
we
the
do
same
is we
thing
talk
with,
about the conspiracies.
Chris
This ties right
Cornell.
in perfectly well. Yeah, him and the dude from Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park.
Yep.
The fuck is his name? Chester Bennington.
Chester, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the stories on those
He
dudes,
looked at you, yeah.
like they were perfectly good and happy before they died. They were releasing a documentary together on all this stuff, and
But the same thing with Kate Spade too.
yeah.
So I don't know. The jury's still out on that one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we haven't been given the evidence or the proof, but we believe it with Epstein.
Hey, we take hard lines here, so you pick a side now. Just kidding.
What happened?
No, we just make the argument for both sides to try to find to try to find the common ground here. What's
What
true?
happened to Anne Hesh?
I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know if she's even dead for real though.
You
Remember?
gotta pull that video up.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Oh, the lady the politician lady.
No, it was
she's an
actress. Isn't that what's her name's ex?
She got up. Like,
Wasn't that Ellen's ex?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got up, but they stuffed her back in the
I
fucking
seen that
bag.
video.
And the police were like, it was the nerves after someone dies. It's like no.
And she sat up.
She sat up. And
She
they pushed
sat
her
up.
back
Yeah,
down.
she got out of the bag, bro. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like nerves popped her up.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
I gotta go directly to
And
YouTube.
said she was in stable
Can confirm
condition.
that the actress is now in stable condition, but she is potentially
No.
facing a slew of charges.
This is a car crash.
No, that's it.
Is this it?
Yeah. Keep going.
And we're talking about speeding, DUI, and hit and run. That's all part of the investigation, according to the LAPD, and they're waiting to speak to the actress. But one thing we can say for certain, a lot of damage was done out here. Just take a look. This is the house
Fast
right here
forwarded
behind
to
us here
the-
in Mar Vista. This is on Walgrove Avenue. Part of the house caught fire. The home. Take a look. Sky 5 captured the moment the 53-year-old actress was taken away in an ambulance. She was taken to a local hospital.
down.
She suffered significant injuries and some serious burns, according to the fire department. The LAPD saying that Haish
That's
appeared
not a
to be
nerve
under the
reaction, bro.
influence
Sat
and was
up.
Look at her
acting
arms. Look at her
erratically.
arms.
No, she
According
sits
to
up.
witnesses,
I
she
know,
was
but look at her
also
arms. She's
speeding. They
pulling
saw her
herself
in a
out.
blue Mini Cooper. They say she first crashed
Said
into
she was
an
in
apartment
stable
building
condition.
near
What
here,
happened?
then took
Why did they
off
have
from
her
that
wrapped up like
location
that
and
though? If she was in stable condition,
Maybe she had really bad burns.
they had her body bagged.
That'd be the only thing I would think would be right is she's got bad burns, and so they wanted to keep her out of like the conditions, the air. But
I don't
You
know.
got to cover her better than that. Then she had
she just opened it up.
I don't know.
That one was really weird. Really weird. I don't know.
God damn.
Yeah, but we still don't have any proof or evidence of that either.
So what's the deal with what was it? One of you guys sent that shit out about Biggie was planning to leave Puff.
That was John, yeah.
But that was common knowledge even back then.
Was it?
Yeah. Because, bro, Puffy robbed every artist that he ever had. Like, the only reason why Puffy's as rich as he is because every person that was on his label back in the 90s and the 2000s, bro, were getting robbed by this guy. They had the worst contracts, the worst deals. It goes all the way back to fucking Craig Mack, to fucking Shine, to fucking Black Rob, to like all these dudes, Mace. 112, fucking Danity or whatever the fuck, Danity Kane,
yeah.
like all these fucking major groups who made big songs and big music are poor as fuck, bro. And Biggie was poor as fuck in the height of his career, and he died, and then Puffy released his double album Life After Death, and it went fucking diamond. Puffy got so rich off of that, and that was what he wanted. That's why Biggie's dead, and that's why Tupac is dead, I'm convinced. And Tupac is not still alive. I don't believe in that theory at all. That's weird. He's dead as fuck.
Dead as fuck. Damn.
Did you see they were saying like all the people, well, not all the people, but some of the people in the videos that they found at Diddy's house, they're starting to interview them and get their
they're calling on
cooperation,
people,
basically.
That would be
Pretty nuts.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think anything will come of it.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get a lot of info on the who's who. Things are gonna be done behind doors for protection and you know, people's privacy and safety and all that shit. Which is bullshit. I feel like if it goes this far, you should just fucking come out and let it be known, man.
But the thing is then like what happens with Jay-Z?
He's next, bro. Everyone knows that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
He's
That's what I'm
next.
saying. So if they bring that
He's
out,
the leader of it all, bro.
they start putting that out in the open. I'm waiting on Jay-Z to
Like
come out.
Jay-Z stories now, they go back to Aaliyah. They go back to fucking who did they just sign? Meg the Stallion. You know what I mean? So the stories behind Jay-Z say that. So they took her from her label, which was what, like 300 or something like that was the name of the label she was on. But there's some speculation about in order for her to get released, they had to get someone else out the way. And I can't remember who just died recently.
Female or male?
It was a male.
Rapper?
Yeah. Because they're saying that this person had to be taken out to get Meg the Stallion over to Jay-Z so they could sign her.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
No,
But the timeline is dead on. It matches perfectly.
No, see, this AI thing on the top is so crazy. It does that every time now.
They're just slapping AI wherever they want to put it now.
Gangsta Boo, is it?
No, it was someone else. I can't think of who it is.
It would have been somebody. I don't know. William Perry Jr.
You would know about it if I said it out loud, though.
It's not Nipsey
Casino
Hussle.
Jizzle.
All
No, it
these
wasn't
people are
Nips.
way older.
Takeoff.
Oh, Takeoff when he got shot in the bowling
It
alley.
was Takeoff, yeah. Because Takeoff, aren't they signed to? So it doesn't. What's his name?
Offset.
Prince.
Oh,
What's that guy? Prince Jr. or whatever his name is. Like he owns a label. He's a former mobster. What the fuck is his name? Jay Prince. So he owns the label 300, and I guess Takeoff is connected to him somehow. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a threat. They weren't very clear on it, but somehow Takeoff's death was the result of the need to get Meg the Stallion off 300. Maybe it was a threat. Maybe it was like, we'll take fucking everything from you in one by one. So they kill Takeoff, and then all of a sudden they let Meg the Stallion go to Jay-Z's label.
everyone blames one of the brothers for him dying. So
I don't
that's
know.
the crazy thing. He got shot in a bowling alley. If you were wondering, they got in an altercation, and
Yeah, but supposedly he was shot by one of
his people,
his own people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Prince's like soldiers.
Yeah,
So I don't
that's
know.
a pretty weird one.
It's all street related, man. But see, these guys all think they're gangsters, and they think they're all fucking Tony Montanas and shit now because the government's letting them misbehave. That doesn't make you powerful. It makes you a fucking puppet, because now at any moment they can take you and they have anything they want on you. Mm-hmm. Like, and then all it takes is some shit like we're seeing happen to Puffy, bro.
Right.
For some reason, he was no longer a useful idiot.
Useful. Yeah.
And so they decided, okay, let's can him. We're done with him.
That's
just-
the craziest
they wanted to
thing
replace him.
to think about is like how easy it is to, and not for me personally, but to see how easy it is for somebody to get killed or have somebody killed is nuts. Like,
seems like it's easy as fuck.
Well, we know that all the people that are involved in this kind of shit are hand selected as sociopaths, right? We've learned that much.
Yeah.
They go after sociopaths on purpose and make them, into these fucking black ops soldiers and killers. And, everyone's talking about the security guards that you keep seeing around Robert De Niro and fucking Nancy Pelosi and all that shit, right?
Did you see him wearing those platform shoes?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But like those guys being planted there who were also at J6, who were also security for all these dirty, corrupt politicians, are security for all the fucking ones you would expect, like Robert De Niro and all of them. And it's just a weird connection between them. It's a super weird connection, but you have to think, well, that's one of their sociopaths that is willing to do the dirt.
bro, we got to bring this shit up because this is absolutely wild.
She's kind of a baddie, huh?
She is. That's the crazy thing. She's like 26. So this is the Raiders owner. He
is the best haircut in the world.
Best haircut, bowl cut. He's like, I'm keeping it, mom. And he got his girlfriend pregnant, who is 26 years old, and he is 69.
Hey, good for her.
Well, here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, that's not his baby. I'm like, maybe not. But the fact that he thinks it is means he hit it.
And she better
First
hope
of all,
so.
but also second of all, if it's not his baby, she's done for.
Yeah.
So why would she be so stupid? She's there for a reason, and she's going to make sure to take care of that reason.
She got to secure the bag.
Yeah, she's securing the bag. Having a baby by him was the smartest thing she could do, even if it's not real, because now she's definitely secured. She walks away from this motherfucker anytime
Child
she
support,
wants.
baby.
Now she's got child support. He don't want to take care of no
Is
baby.
he saying it's not his kid?
No, not at all. But people are saying it like they're like, she did not like that. She's running out getting banged by real football players and
Well,
shit.
probably, but
Reports of Mark Davis being the father of my child are wildly untrue.
What?
Oh, she's saying that.
I was pictured sitting next to him at a game in 2022 and have endured false rumors of a romantic relationship since I was just a guest sitting in the owner's box.
We ate it all up, bro. That's crazy.
That was nuts. I thought that was true. I was like, what the fuck? I
don't know. People magazine, do we believe them?
He's old though, too, like 70, but De Niro did it. Maybe he had some sperm frozen. And
didn't De Niro find out it wasn't his kid or some shit?
No, that
it was his?
That baby's his.
At
I'm
69,
pretty positive.
you don't think he could? I think he probably could.
Yeah, I would say he still can.
That was definitely
especially when you got money like that, bro. When you're that rich, your hair can go, but I promise all the tools still work if you're a man. You're too rich. Now he's a billionaire, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was his. Who had a baby at 79
What a trash
years old?
hole Robert De Niro turned out to be, huh?
man, he's such a bitch, dude.
I can't believe
He
it,
tries
bro.
to play a tough guy in the movies. He's just a bitch.
He's just an actor.
Yeah.
What do you want
But he
from
tries to
him?
act like
But
that in
he
real
acts
life.
like a tough guy, though.
Yeah, in
and
real
that's
life.
why he wears platform shoes, because he has Napoleon complex. And it looked like he was wearing a fucking shoulder pads too in this one picture.
Yeah, he was probably wearing a fucking bulletproof jacket.
Could've been.
Only way somebody that played a guy in Meet the Fockers is gonna like intimidate me. I don't know how they do it. I'd laugh too hard.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Kind of a letdown, though.
It is. One other one I wanted to bring up is we've got the UFC fights coming up this weekend, which are really good, I think. You have Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. You have Sean Strickland, Cody's boy, he loves him, versus Paulo Costa.
Paulo looks fucking jacked.
He was looking good his last fight too. That's what I was interested. But
But I bet
I think Strickland's gonna get smacked up,
I don't
bro.
think so. I think that Paulo. Well, listen. I think that if Sean can take the distance, Paulo's gonna gas out quick.
yeah, I agree with that.
With all that muscle he's carrying,
He always does. He always does. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah, but Sean believes in that Philly shell too much. He's just got to catch one on the chin.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the worrisome. But he's there. It's going to be
What I like about the odds here, not in favor of Sean, is that he's let himself get so full of himself lately that I think he's not the
John's
guy he
off
was.
the bandwagon, dude.
Big time, bro. I don't like this dude.
Why?
Because he talks shit in the wrong direction. He's acting like he's pro-American, and then he's dividing us. You know, like I kind of lost interest when he said that statement about the flags, bro. I think that's
what was that?
where he said I'm sick and tired of seeing these other countries' flags in the UFC. This is fucking America. Keep that fucking bullshit at home or go back to your country. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that
Fair
at all.
enough,
I'm
fair
Mexican American, and I'll represent that fucking to the death, bro. If you don't like that
Hey,
shit,
that's
you're
fair.
not a real American. You're
That's
a racist
fair.
American.
I don't think he's racist, but
Yeah, well, he probably doesn't think he is either. He sure sounds fucking racist.
I think that he trolls a lot though, and he gets a lot of engagement from it.
It's crazy,
but that's what I mean. He's into himself now, and he's using it constantly.
The chick they did promo with for him, her name's Nina with the UFC.
Yeah,
she is just sexualized throughout all of the UFC's marketing now. It's pretty nuts. Like,
everyone talks to her sexually and shit, and asks her crazy
it's really
shit.
fucked up.
Did you see the one with who's the heavyweight guy right now? Fuck is his name?
Not with the braid.
No, the heavyweight champ.
The English guy.
Yeah.
Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, Aspinall. Yeah. He's like, have you ever been fingered?
Oh,
and she was like, have I what? And he's like, have you ever been fingered?
That's what he asked her.
And she was just like fingered, like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, you know what I mean. He's like, can I? And she's just like, absolutely not. And I'm just sitting there like,
very
I'm like, is this real? But I've seen fucking a bunch of UFC fighters talk to her.
Kevin
like this.
Holland just did one with her that I watched.
It's crazy.
He was like, yeah, I'm known to like hang around with multiple women at once. Yeah, I've been in relationships with multiple women. I cheat, I cheat. You want to find out?
They're normalizing being a hoe. It's all staged, I think.
It's really uncomfortable, especially from the UFC, but like, just fucking fight. I don't want to see you talk to sexually harass a girl at work.
I saw Rampage Jackson do that to her too, but he got physical and was like,
oh, he's done that to multiple reporters. That was his thing, though. It's different when that's your thing. If you're sexually assaulting women,
if your thing is just to sexually assault women, I guess it's cool or something like that.
Yeah, these guys are just jumping on the bandwagon.
Deion's like, if you've always been a rapist, I'm cool with you. But if you just started raping people, that's wrong.
Not true. I did not say that. But for real though, like that was his thing, and the women knew that,
All right, so who do we got here? Do
you have Islam or do you have Dustin?
I got DP.
I got Dustin.
I got Islam.
The face off looked good, bro.
Dustin wasn't even talking shit at first, and I don't know if he didn't understand what Islam was saying, but
he said he couldn't understand him. He's like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm gonna
go to sleep. Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep you though. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm gonna sleep you.
I don't think he was talking shit. That's the thing.
We'll see. The confidence, the look of on his face of confidence was dope.
But he looked nervous.
I don't know about that.
He looked like he got really emotional when he thought he was talking shit. And then he was like, you need to respect me, is what Islam, it seemed like he said. And Dustin was like, I do respect you. And that was weird. He should have just said, fuck you or something.
Yeah, I'm ready to see Islam get smacked the fuck up, though.
I think Islam will wrestle him, and he will win.
Yeah, for sure. With Khabib in the corner, too, he's going to listen to what Khabib tells him.
Hopefully.
As long as he doesn't catch one from Dustin.
That's going to be his only hope. The only hope is if he deviates. That was the same thing when Conor fought Khabib. Like, the only hope Conor has is if Khabib deviates.
Yeah.
If he sticks to the game plan, he's gonna wear him down. It's gonna be the same as the Khabib
But that's
fight.
the thing. He would be the champion forever if he just did what Khabib did. Like
Khabib couldn't kept making weight. No way.
But the other thing is
Wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling is just the way to go for UFC, especially if you're good at it, because these guys can't handle it. But I hope Dustin forgot how to guillotine for this one. I think that would be a mistake.
Do not pull that. Do not.
Yeah, that would be a mistake for sure.
He did it like 8 times his last fight. It was brutal.
But didn't he succeeded on the last one?
Yeah, but this guy wrestles. It's different.
Well, he probably won't try to wrestle him.
I hope not. I think
if he knows what he's doing, he won't.
Yeah,
for sure.
The rest of the guys are good, but they're just not guys we would know. I know, like Chase.
Yeah, who's Holland fighting?
That I have no clue how to say his name, but he's 19-7. I'm sure it'll be a very good fight. I don't really like Kevin Holland that much. He's not one of my favorites, that's for sure.
I thought he was pretty decent.
Dude, he got fucking ragdolled by Kamzat.
Yeah. It was just like pointless for him to be in there. He made his money. That's all he was trying to do.
But it was just like, really?
What's the point? Yeah.
Like, you're that shitty that you just couldn't even defend yourself?
And like, what's the point of you even being in the UFC still? You're not trying to make a real run. You're just here to play around.
Just to fucking...
I mean, he doesn't have to work a lot.
That's true.
He still gets paycheck.
You got to get the shit beat out.
Some dudes can handle it.
That's true.
I mean, he just had to get choked. So
yeah, you choked me out for a couple $100,000. I'm cool with it.
Wait.
I'll take the hit, bro. Shit.
They got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, when are you guys getting your cream pies?
You too, bud.
What are you talking about? You're getting a cream pie.
Don't worry about me.
He already got his. Yeah. No, that's November territory. Like, we got a lot of time still.
Yeah.
Something might happen. They might need RFK to step in.
I don't think so. The Dems would 100% pick Obama or Newsom. You're fucked.
Obama can't do it.
You're fucked.
It'd have to be the other one.
You're fucked.
See, I'm
definitely not gonna be
convinced
Newsom.
it's either going to be
That's right. It's too late for
Michelle Obama or I don't know about Newsom, bro. I don't think Newsom's a good guy.
It's not going to be Newsom, dude.
It'll be Newsom.
Nobody knows that motherfucker. He would not be able to beat Trump.
It would be the dumbest
Nobody
thing.
will.
If they want to beat Trump, they need Michelle Obama to step up at the last minute. They're gonna let Biden debate this first one, and depending on how things go, they're gonna make the fucking swap for September.
Bro, no
you
way.
watch, bro. You watch. And
No
they're gonna be
way.
like, Michelle, we need you. It's a matter of national fucking trust me,
I don't
bro.
think they debate.
No.
I'm calling it now. I don't think they debate.
We'll see.
I think they call it off.
Maybe.
Why would he debate a felon? That don't make no
my
sense.
day, pal.
Make my day. I beat you twice already.
There's no way.
pal.
There's no way he's gonna freaking debate, even if no audience. Like, why would he? Maybe they'll Zoom debate and it'll be cut up.
No.
I don't know. I don't see it happening. I just don't see it.
So, Nick, what do you do now for work?
Now I'm a security administrator is my title, so it's a little bit of IT kind of stuff, some computer stuff.
And you came from the education system.
Yep. Taught for almost a decade.
Was it always just freshmen?
No, I taught 7 through 12 basically.
Oh, really?
Yep, all math.
How long?
Almost a decade, almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What got you into teaching in the first place?
Well, I mean, I'm sure Deion's talked about some of our history, but
No,
basically,
not really.
He's never even told us he has white family.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They've been thinking I'm full black or Middle Eastern.
stop.
Well, Middle
Nobody
Eastern.
thinks you're full.
Middle Eastern for sure.
Full Middle Eastern.
Dion Akbar.
Yeah.
Maybe. You do kind of remind me of those puppets from that. What was that? America's
Team America World Police.
yeah, your vision. Yeah.
That movie is so long for what it is, but it's great.
awesome.
It is great.
Oh yeah.
And it gets loud, all weird. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. Yeah. I had a lot of respect for my teachers growing up, so I thought it was kind of a cool thing. And the way we grew up, I didn't really have the ambition for money, so it was kind of made sense for me. Whereas some people, that's kind of like the no thank you part of it. But now I'm a father now, so kind of just had to make the change through
Your
a bunch of
ambition for
different
money
reasons.
showed up, huh? When you had a kid.
Not my ambition. Somebody else's ambition. I'm not gonna say who. But,
So you were a math teacher
yeah.
the whole time?
The whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what really was the final straw for you having to switch your careers after such a long time?
Well, probably a lot of reasons, right? You deal with one thing or another, but I think the post COVID, it got exponentially harder, but at the same time, everything got more expensive, right? You were already kind of agreeing that you weren't going to make much money by doing the career, but then when everything got more expensive, now you were making less money. That the raise wasn't going to be the same as other, private sectors where the raises actually jumped up to try to match it at least a little bit. So that portion of it, and then like I said, just moving on to a bigger town like this, hoping for more opportunities, and then this one kind of just fell in my lap and kind of just didn't look back.
Nice.
So has the education system changed over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. There's a lot of different attempts to try different things, but at the end of the day, the hardest part is where do you draw the line in the sand? Like a lot of places, they wait till high school to draw that line, right? Like they kind of expect the parent to jump in and be like, maybe we should stay back a grade or something to that effect, but it doesn't go like that all the time for an administration standpoint to just step in and say, okay, well, we're kind of not meeting what we need to meet here. A lot of times it'll go on to high school, and then when it's on to high school, now it's like, well, take the class again, and that was tough for me to deal with, because I was doing it mostly because the enjoyment I got, right, because the financial part wasn't there, so I was having a lot of enjoyment when I could help lead those kids to that success. That's what they did for me when I was going through school. So when I started feeling like that was becoming a really big challenge, that's when it became a little bit easier to make that transition.
So they would just basically keep pushing these kids off to the next grade, or they wouldn't hold them back?
Yeah, to a degree, right? Like, not in the high school setting, right? It's just, I think there's like a stigmatism with when they get a little bit older to say, hey, we need to hold them back, right? You see it a lot like in kindergarten or maybe even in first grade. But then there's that like, well, if we say they're going to hold them back, maybe the parents will get upset, or maybe we don't want to have that look on our school of having, these repeats, or like maybe a lower percentage of passing type of thing. I'm not sure what the exact rationale is, but you just don't see it. And
it's really the dumbing down of America is what
and
it
really
is.
needed to happen post 2020, right? I mean, how many kids just got to move up a grade, but they didn't go to school at all that year?
Yeah.
So nobody gets pushed down. You're basically failing them in my mind.
Yeah.
What was the biggest change from pre-COVID to post-COVID, I guess, for students and skipping the middle part? Obviously, we know people were at home learning and stuff. So
right. So I mean, obviously, there's a big device addiction at that point. It was already kind of leaning that way, but now you taught them on it. Now a lot of districts got money to get devices, so now you're kind of pushing the teachers to teach through the device even when they're in the building, and then you're adding one more thing that you gotta police instead of actually just working on the education portion. So that was a really big obstacle for me coming back, especially teaching math. I'm somebody who's got to do it on paper, and I think that's the best way to learn it, is to write it down, see your mistakes, make your mistakes, and then figure it out. But that's on the computer. There's like boom boom, type it in. You got Copilot, you got AI. They'll do it for you. They'll even show you what work to write. So
is that how they're teaching it now? Is like having basically the computer do all the problems rather than them knowing how to do that themselves?
Not really, no. But like basically you'd have to teach from the back of the room, right? Because you got to be able to see everybody's device and make sure they're writing the problem down, make sure they're not on something extra, make sure that when it is work time, you can't just trust them to be sitting there writing on the piece of paper, because they could just easily go and do that. The kids have that. They have that knowledge, access. They have Instagram and people showing them like, you could just do this, boo, 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 So they definitely do not teach you to use that. I think the technology piece now is more for organization, and then you maybe try to teach them some simulations, things like that. But it definitely not from the problem solving aspect. No.
What do you think is the biggest reason? Like, from what I see on social media, maybe not around here, but social media, is a lot of parents are pulling their kids out of public education to homeschool their kids. What would be the reason why they would be doing that so much now? For sure.
I mean, I think that, COVID kind of taught them that maybe that was possible, right? And I think that's also part of, by not holding anybody back, you made it seem like that was a successful attempt. Mm-hmm. So maybe they have that confidence. But then also there's probably a lot of people now who's got jobs like my current job where you can work at home the whole time, right? And if you can do that, maybe you can swing a couple things. Maybe if you both can work at home, you can alternate who teaches a kid. There's been this big flood of remote work that I think has added to it, not just, maybe possible shortcomings of the education system, things like that.
I don't know if parents who work from home want their kids there, actually. I think a big underlying reason behind a lot of that is the indoctrination in the schools that's happening. The allowing of all the weird ideology between, the non-binary kids. I mean, my kids tell me in fucking he's not in elementary anymore. He's in middle school, but he's telling me that like almost every fucking kid post-COVID in his campus is transgender or non-binary now. And I think that's the weirdest trend to be having in the youth right now of America, but it's everywhere you look. And the indoctrination of, the racism and pandering to black culture because, whites are wrong right now and all the stuff I think that's a big culprit into why people are saying, you know what, I'm bringing my kids out of school. I'm putting them in private schools, or I'm homeschooling them and all that shit, because it's too much. And you can't fight the school system because like even teachers are fed up with the rules and the policies that are being brought in by the federal school board system. So
I mean, you're paid by the state, right? So I mean, like you were talking about with the ideologies being pushed down, where does it come from? Right.
It's federal. It's from federal. Yeah.
There's not really.
This is why Trump wants to remove the federal school board from existence, so that the states can individually, practice their own education rules and things of that, and implementations into their schools, because right now it's all being ran by the federal government. And, it looks like it's a state level thing. And I know Woods has talked about that before, but it all comes from the federal school board.
The Department of Education?
Yeah. Yep.
So what do you think the Do you think that the Department of Education should be abolished or maybe rebuilt?
I mean, that one's tough, right? Because it's so broken. You could say the same thing about like healthcare here, right?
Right.
What do? Do you start all over?
Yeah.
Do you try to fix it? I'm not sure what
Or
the
you
answer
try
would be to
something
that
new.
one. Yeah.
Try something.
Have you noticed a significant change in students from pre-COVID to post-COVID when they came back?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always hear about it, right? Like, oh, we could never do something like that back in my day. I'd go home and mom and dad be upset, something like that, right? More aggressive, obviously, but so it just it gets weaker and weaker over time, right? But COVID really flipped that switch, and I think it's actually kind of what you were talking about, where parents didn't want their kid at home anymore. So it was like aggressive, like, hey, so what do I need to do with my kid in this situation or in that situation, like parenting situations? And I'm like, I'm the teacher. I don't even have a kid yet. I could give you like how I would teach them, but I don't even really have an experience in that portion yet. So it's that's been a really weird change, is actually having, parental questions towards the end of my career.
Yeah, I bet.
I could see that. That's crazy.
Would you say like mental health issues went higher or lower pre and post COVID? What would you say? Where did it go from pre to post?
Yeah, I mean it's really tough because of that addiction portion that we're talking about with the devices. Like if you separate some of these kids from their device now, it's a codependency. It'd be like taking caffeine away from this guy, right? He'd be having headaches, he'd be shaking, he's knocking the mic over, he's pausing the videos, restarting them, like. So it's
his blood panel is all fucked up.
Blood panel's all fucked up, dude. Dude, I gotta lose some weight. Dude. Anyway,
so here's the thing too. Like to that point, man. I have a 9-year-old daughter who is starting to suffer from anxiety, like panic attacks.
Oh no!
For no reason. She cries. At night she'll come into our room and she's just like shaking and she doesn't know what to do. She's like, oh, it hurts in my chest, and like she gets all scared and she just wants someone to like comfort her, and there's like not much we can do for her. That's all a result of like everything that you just said, especially the dependency on these things. It's gross. It's like you can't take them away from that shit. They lose their minds.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Yeah.
They feel like they're missing out on life.
Yeah.
And it's where it hits you with that dopamine, right? Yep. I mean, your dopamine hit comes now from the Instagram likes or whatever, things like that. And you take that away, your body's going to react somehow.
Yeah. Damn.
Speaking of social media, let's jump into that clip. I want to talk on this before we end here. Because this is a trip.
Yeah. Oh, swipe. My bad.
Is the most insane example of how everyone is experiencing completely different social medias at the exact same time. Like this video, my boyfriend said he'd be over by 3 after golfing, and like it's just her every half an hour taking a video saying, oh, he's still not here, and it gets to like 5 or 6 p.m. and he's still not here. Okay, I opened the comments of this video, and kind of as I expected, everyone was saying, oh, that's really rude, it's the disregard of her time, I don't like him. Did he communicate with you? If not, then that's a red flag. Okay, fair enough, I send this video to my boyfriend who was sat next to me, and then I said to my boyfriend, lol, look at the comments.
Lol.
Bear in mind, these comments were coming up at the top of the list. So as soon as you open the comments, these are the ones that came up for me. Tell me fucking why my boyfriend opens the comments on his phone. That again, it's the first list of comments that come up. This is the most insane example of how everyone is.
It just makes me think of how fucked up my comments are, like on my shit.
It's all part of your algorithm, though.
It just makes me think, like, when I look at the comments of things, it's so fucked up. It's like, God, this person shouldn't have posted this here. This is the wrong audience, is what I get. It's just like fucked up comments afterwards.
It's the same time on the same video. Or you could get your own hobby instead of waiting around for him. Like, God forbid he has a good time. He meant before 3 a.m. He's ahead of schedule. No fucking wonder we're all so divided when you can look at the same comments on the same video and it'll change them based on who you are, and I presume based on like other activity in the app. Like, because people look at the fucking comments of a video to gain perspective and see how everyone feels about that video. Like, I do that. I think everyone does that.
Yeah, she hit the freaking nail on the head.
And now AI is telling you, summarizing the comments for you too on top of that. So.
Yeah, that was wild. So it was a Facebook post basically. And so do they pick to summarize the comments, or does it just do it automatically?
Does it automatically?
It does, yeah. It just showed up there for me all of a sudden.
That's crazy. I've not seen that yet. So it basically just summarized the comment section of the person's posts, and you can see it.
It's on
that's
everything.
In a business perspective, that's pretty common, right? You'd be like, all right, summarize every email I've gotten from this person.
That's wild.
And that's really helpful business insight.
Yeah,
That
but
makes
not
it way more efficient.
Facebook where they like, oh, I only can spend 5 seconds on each post. It's not
I was
good.
just saying how it was meant to be used. Not that I agree with it.
It's not. It's on everything though. It's like on everything that'll like for out of our history posts that we send back and forth, it'll summarize what exactly, and have little excerpts from that post and stuff.
See, soon it's going to be just speech because people aren't going to want to take the time to fucking read it. They'll be like, oh, it takes too long
Bro,
to
this
read
is what
it.
they want though, because they want it to come to a point where we don't need to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll accept all the help from the government and everyone else when they say, hey, you don't have to do that. We'll do that for you. In fact, we'll feed you.
Where have you
We'll
learned
give
that
you
in
money.
history? Where have you learned that in history?
the bugs.
It's like it's happened before, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Speaking of eating bugs, I heard Klaus Schwab is stepping down
I
from.
heard that too.
What is it? It's not the WHO.
No. BlackRock, I was going to say.
Close. The
Name
New World Order.
The
What are you doing? What is Carl Schwab? It's Klaus Schwab.
Klaus Schwab? I'm thinking.
It's not the WHO. What the fuck is it? There you go.
Oh my God, dude.
You suck at fucking typing.
Told you,
Klaus
those energy drinks.
Schwab. I actually have only eaten one thing today. It was Chinese food, and I had breakfast this
How
morning.
much
World
caffeine?
Economic
And
Forum. That's
200
WEF.
milligrams.
World Economic Forum.
Cody, how much caffeine do you drink a day?
Probably, I don't know. It kind of depends. I don't know. 200 milligrams maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck
What's
it.
your weight, Cody?
250 solid ass pounds.
I'm 200 pounds. That's
Yeah,
50
dude.
pounds heavier.
My guy's rounding. All right.
I was
Cool,
fucking
cool, cool.
fasted 10 hours, dog.
Yeah. Okay.
I was. So listen, 200 millis is just fine. It's just that I've been freaking running myself
That's like 2 cups
ragged.
of coffee.
Yeah. And I've
You
been.
were drinking more than that? Never mind. We're not getting into it. All right.
Yeah, but
That
you
was
drink,
when I was partying, bro. I was
you drink
partying
energy
hard.
drinks, so that's not good.
Fuck that, dude. Come on now.
Energy drinks is not good.
That's not why my fatty lipids are all high and shit. I'm fat and also and
Your arteries are gonna get clogged.
that they probably will. That'll probably be the way I go, but at least I enjoyed my energy drinks while I did it, That's what I'll say. So do you guys think the T-Wolves will pull it off?
Who gives a fuck about
I don't.
basketball?
You don't care?
Fuck no.
That's Minnesota though. You love Minnesota.
Fuck about basketball.
You're like, "Oh, I love the
Doesn't
Vikings."
look like it.
wow, they're getting smoked.
But if some new Malk came up and started playing for them,
he'd be
he'd
like,
love them.
"Oh." Yeah, let's watch basketball, boys.
I've always liked the T-Wolves.
Dude, I was always a fan. I've been to a T-Wolves game a long time ago.
You loved it, didn't you?
No,
I'm surprised you're not at the Twins game this year.
I'm not a big baseball fan.
Sure not
It's so
looking
brutal
good
to
for them.
watch. Dude, this is how it works though. They'll win. I'll put 20 on it.
This is at
Don't
home,
do
too.
that.
I'll put 20 on it right
Nah,
now.
I ain't got no money.
See?
I'm broke.
Do you want
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
All right, deal. I don't know, dude. This is how it works. They gotta sell tickets. They're not gonna win in 5 games.
Oh, let's be down by 20. That's just how it works.
watch, mark it. Hey, clip that, guys. We're posting this on Instagram if I'm right too.
This is bad, dude.
Anyway, anyone else got anything?
Yeah, I
good?
do. Before we close, I want to let me see if I can do this.
What else you got, John?
Before we close out, I got this message from somebody because we were talking about AI. He wanted to freeze his membership because he's going, I'm not going to say who he is because he's cool as
Put
shit.
somebody on blast.
No, but
Who is it?
fuck this guy.
he sent me this request to put his shit on freeze, and I'm convinced that he put it through AI first to write it, bro. So check this out. Because he's a young dude. So it says, hey, I hope this message finds you well. My name is blank, and I am a proud member of your esteemed gym. I just want to reach out to you today to discuss a matter of utmost importance regarding my membership. You see, circumstances have necessitated my absence from Fargo for a period of 2 months.
Yeah.
I regret any inconvenience this may cause, and I assure you it was not my intention to disrupt the smooth operation of your gym. However, I kind of request your assistance in temporarily placing my membership on hold until my return in August. I greatly appreciate your understanding and cooperation in this matter. Your prompt attention to my request will not go unnoticed, and I am sincerely grateful for your assistance.
That's pretty
I think
good,
your
though.
IQ went up just reading that one.
I
That
wish
was
people
nice.
communicated like that normally. That would make things a lot easier. Now you don't have any
Yeah, but that was
questions.
such a simple request of like,
we don't
hey,
need
can
all
you freeze
that.
my
Yeah,
account?
Can you please freeze my account?
I think it was a little weird to say that I'm disrupting the flow of your establishment
But you
because
know
that's
what's
part
crazy? It
of
would
it.
have taken him longer to say those 5 words than it did for him to say, "Hey, Copilot,
That's
freeze
true.
mine."
Dude, this guy loves AI. He's like, oh, fucking.
I like AI too. I use it for a lot of stuff.
I do.
I do think there's a lot of things where it's misplaced though in
He
society.
only
for
listens
sure.
to AI rap. That's
Oh, that's
Some
great.
stuff.
That's great. Hell yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
Oh shit!
you wanted to talk about women's pay gap or something like that?
Yeah.
You said
good
women
on that.
They belong in the kitchen. They belong in the kitchen or what?
No, he was just saying we should bring up how
How what?
how like wages have gone up and the job market's being so much more competitive now that women have joined the workforce and are asking for equal pay. Basically is what he was.
Is that what I said? I said all that.
Basically,
That's crazy.
he said it something like that. He said we should
said-
talk about it. I said I don't know what you want to. I think women belong working alongside with men.
Yeah. Good person you are. For
I
sure,
think that
for
they
sure.
should be at home raising the kids.
That's true. Some people don't have kids though. We don't have.
Then make sandwiches until the kids are born.
Clean the house.
I was just asking him how come, not that long ago, a household could be sustained off one income. Why is that possible?
You want to know why? If you have kids, daycare.
Pretty much.
One person works just to pay the daycare bill.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact. That's where you were at.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be
is
only
expensive.
if your health insurance could.
See, back in the day,
Cover
you could
that.
leave your kids home alone. Now you can't do that shit. That's what like our parents did back to us when we were younger. Like we just got left home alone all
That's
the
because
fucking
you
time.
had 6 siblings.
Yeah, but nobody did daycare. Every other fucking house is a daycare center in this fucking town, bro. Like
I gotta
nope.
imagine it's also partially just not everybody had health care. Like I can't imagine even right now, if my wife wanted to stay home, that would be almost impossible, even with losing the daycare bill because of the health.
Well, today, hell yeah. I mean, today's everything's fucked
So
up.
you
for
think
sure.
healthcare is more expensive than daycare?
Depends on. Well, no,
Depends on
it's
the
not,
job
but it's
you
a
have.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the
I
job
guess,
you have.
yeah.
Though.
That's
That
true.
too.
But fuck. Women belong doing whatever men can do, okay? And I just want you to know that.
Deion's such a cuck, dude.
I said,
You're such a cuck.
Hey, and there's some women that are more manly than men are, okay? So,
Yeah, but not in sports.
not in sports. Brittany Griner could be any men's basketball player, okay?
Brittany
you wanted to bring
is
this up
a
so
man.
bad, it's crazy.
You got a deep
It's just
voice.
itching on you, huh?
How does it feel to be home, Brittany?
Feels good. My favorite one is the Fitzgerald reference when that meme that someone made of that dude thanking him for playing football with him, and he was like, "Thanks, I really appreciate that, but I don't think that's me. I think that's Brittany Griner."
He tweeted, somebody tweeted, he was like, oh, really glad to see you, blah, 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 and added Larry Fitzgerald.
No, that can't be real.
Yeah, he was like, I'm so honored to have played the game with such a great person as Larry Fitzgerald or some shit, and tagged him and then put a picture of Brittany up.
It was really funny.
And then Larry responded, he's like, I really appreciate that, but I think that's Brittany Griner, bro.
Hey, I did have one more thing I wanted to bring up. So the Pray for Rafah, it's an area in Israel that was targeted in a strike by the Israeli people on the Gaza Strip or near the Gaza Strip. I was seeing it in stories a lot, right? And I've been watching the news lately to look for the weather and stuff like that. So as I'm looking, I'm like, well, what is this? Like, how come no one's talking about it? They're just posting pray for Rafah, or Rafah is all it said. Yeah.
Most of the people talking about it don't know why.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So
because they're just stupid.
then I'm seeing who's posting it, and I'm like, oh, all right. This is adding up. Okay, all right. They're just posting it because other people are posting it. It's not something they actually know or care about. They just want to be a part of the train. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like this all makes sense. And then I looked it up, and I was like, well, that's unfortunate. And then it turns out it's U.S. weapons that they use to do the strike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like, okay, so what side are you guys on? What's your goal? No one's doing anything, even though they're like, let's post this on our Instagram because this is gonna do it. We're gonna get them to fucking stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's post it. I just
like
hate
all
that
those
shit
fucking-
so much.
All those turds camping in those tents.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Dude, when we were in Denver, we were on our way back to the hotel, and we were on Limes, and we rode through a campus over there, and just a ton of camps right in the center of the little campus. I was like, well, I didn't think they'd have this here. It wasn't like their biggest college. It was, I don't know what that college was.
There's 3 colleges. It could have been University of Denver. It could have been
It wasn't that one.
no.
I don't remember which one it
University of
was.
Colorado, little subsidiary.
Yeah, it wasn't the big one though. But I was just shocked to see like there was a lot of tents. There were undercover cops that were sitting in the parking lot right next to it. Like, and I was like, dude, Chase, check it. It's cops right here. He was like, where? I was like, undercover. And yeah, it was just weird. It's very weird to see that in person. Like, and they're not doing shit. So it's just odd. But they want us to sign some sort of ceasefire. So let's do it.
Well, yeah.
Because we make the decisions over there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Oh, and then there was that
That other one for
Biden?
Ukraine. Yep.
Biden. What was that one again, John?
He
He was he gave the
He signed an
Ukrainians
order.
Okay to
Oh yeah.
to
attack Russia,
to
yeah.
attack Russia
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Russian land. Yeah.
which is what
Low key.
Putin said, if they start to try and attack
Yeah.
us here, I will go to war with the U.S.
Yeah.
He said that in his interview when Tucker Carlson did that with him. So he said if they try to take over this spot, I this is the last straw, and I will be forced to go into.
They're
a
gonna
serious
throw
war.
us to the wolves before he gets out of the White House for sure. They're gonna do everything in their power to destroy America because that's the end goal. I mean, there's no other reason for all the stuff that's happening in this country right now as we know it beyond the fact that they want to completely destroy America. That doesn't mean that they want us all dead. And people keep thinking, oh yeah, we're all going to be dead. No, motherfuckers, that's not what that means.
Somebody's got to work the mines.
Yeah, they want us to be dependent on the government. They need people to be powerful over. So their end goal isn't to kill us. When we say destroy this country, they mean destroy it as we know it now. Like, we won't be living in the same times when this is over if they get away with this shit, because they will take all of our jobs. They're destroying the middle class as we know it. They're destroying, I mean, millions of business all over this country are closing. There's hundreds of them in North Dakota alone that close every fucking like year. So like, think about how big that is on the scale of the United States and how many businesses are closing. How many people are going into fucking poverty that never used to? How many people are, major corporations are closing multiple stores across the country, like big companies everywhere. This is all part of the destruction. They're going to bring us down to a level where we have to be dependent on our government. Then our government's going to say everything's going to be fine. We'll take care of you guys. Look, we even have these cool new apartments that we built where you can all live in them together. And then we're going to feed you, and then we're going to give you stipends, and you're going to, in the future, you will own nothing and you will love it.
And eat bugs.
Yeah. But the goal is, the point to that though, is like, yeah, you might, if you're like a 16-year-old kid today, you might enjoy that kind of bullshit because you just get to play video games all day and do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the dumbing down of kids in school started for a reason. The letting all this crazy corruption happen, the Black Lives Matter, the transgender, non-binary stuff, it's all part of dumbing down culture, because when they get to these kids that become adults, they're done. They got what they wanted. When we're out of the fucking way, these kids are going to be looking for a fucking handout. They don't want to work right now. As it stands, the youth as it stands, Deion's homies and his age
taking
group,
over after
they don't
Deion's
want
homies.
jobs, bro. They don't want jobs.
I
Bunch
sure
of
hope you're
lazy
wrong.
motherfuckers.
I'm taking over. I'm about to put this shit on friggin'.
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
know.
be all set, dude. Everyone's gonna love working hard.
I call cap.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody's
I'll tell you
gonna be
what.
working
I'll tell you
55
what.
hours a week.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Being a tradesman is the best thing you could do right now, because that is going to become supply and demand in the near future. So many they look down on that shit. Being a plumber, that's fine. I don't want to be no fucking plumber. I don't want to be a fucking landscaper. I don't want to do all that shit. That's dumb, because when it becomes so few people willing to work that hard and do that laborious job, that plumbing company is going to be a multi-million-dollar company for whoever wants to start one, because nobody's going to do plumbing in the next 10 years. You're going to look around and it's going to be really fucking hard to find plumbers.
Southpaw.
Park, So you believe in that South Park episode then?
No, he
I don't
didn't
watch
watch
South
it. I did text him. I texted these guys. I said, dude, there's a South Park, or I brought it up on the podcast. Basically, it's just an episode all about how everybody's looking for handymen to do their work. And like, they're like, well, I'm pretty busy. I got a job tomorrow, but you know, I could come back in 2 weeks and it's going to cost you about $4,000 or $5,000. He's like, that's so much money. And like, everyone's just battling out to get these laborers to do their work for them because they don't know how. And so that's what the world will
that's what it's going to come down to. Tradesmen will be the biggest companies in the near future if this continues on the path we're on.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be laborers workers anymore. Like we've talked about this before, and I'm talking months ago, we talked about this. Today, you can still drive by Panda Express and see that $75,000 a year manager position available.
Bro,
nobody wants to work that job because it's not fucking cool to make 75 grand a year at a Chinese restaurant, bro. Like at Panda Express.
It's not cool.
No, that's what I'm saying. But that's why no one's working it, though, is what I mean.
If I don't have anything
like
going
you could
on,
go run Panda Express for fucking $75,000 salary a year. Why wouldn't you if you're a young dude? But you can't Instagram a picture of you in that uniform and talk about how swaggy, how lit it is. You can't be cool with that job when someone says, oh man, you got money. What do you do for a living? I'm the manager at Panda Express. They're worried about that part. They don't mind the flash that could come with the cash that they could get from the job. Slim Chicken's managers paying $90,000 a year to start, bro.
Damn.
Think about shit like that. And no one wants to work these jobs because it ain't cool. They're already winning and destroying this fucking country with this new up and coming adult, bro.
Yeah. I like going out and when we talk to people, they'll be like, oh, what do you do? And I'll be with like Clay or Chase, and they have like much better sounding professions than I do. And Clay will be like, yeah, I work at Deloitte. It's just like a major consulting firm, you know? And I'm like, bro, relax. All right, dude. Like, and they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I don't know. You know, I do gutters and shit. Chase like, ain't nothing wrong with Chase. Is like, I own my own business. So I'm like, all right, relax, guys. You know, like I do cool stuff with them. You know, I'll fuck it up.
Deion's like, I'm the only one here trying to save America. That's all.
Exactly, man.
One gutter at a time.
When your water's fucking going into your basement, don't call me. All right.
That's the future, though. You watch, man. That's how it's gonna be.
It is.
All right, man. Well, good episode, man. Nick, thanks for joining us and showing us where Deion gets all his information from.
Yeah.
We always knew he wasn't that smart. All right, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the podcast. Tell your friends about us. Don't tell your friends about us. Talk good, talk bad. Doesn't really matter to us as long as you're talking about us. Peace.